Hi, welcome to Life in a Bottle, Season 2, Episode 22. I'm Kyle. We've got Cody and another special guest visitor today, Francesca. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
Welcome,
having me.
Francesca, all the way from Paris.
Or it's still sunny out, kind of.
What's the sun look like? We forget.
We've had a very pretty confinement period. We've been looking from our window. It's been very nice.
Very nice. Well, we're happy to hear
We miss
that.
you. We can't wait to come across the pond to see us again.
I know.
You.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be this summer, but maybe next summer, I guess.
So
Yeah.
here's what we got today, Francesca. It's the 2017 Master Cab Terres Des Aspres. And this is backed by popular demand. Our customers just couldn't get enough of it. And it took some time to get the next drop over here, but now we got it. And the wine is absolutely delicious. Can you tell us a little bit about Laurent and what he's doing?
Yeah, so I am so happy you guys brought in this wine and that you and everyone enjoys it. It's our pet favorite at Paris Wine Company. It's some of the best value for money that I think you can find. He's for this price point, he's organic. It's a Syrah Grenache blend, which everyone, I think, if they don't, everyone should enjoy from the Languedoc. It's also got like a really cool sort of a weight, right? It's not too heavy, it's not too extracted. It's really fruity, but not overpoweringly jammy. Like, it's a really balanced red wine. I think this is why people should drink more Languedoc. It's been my project for a while.
Before you continue, Francesca, we should say, where are we? We're in France.
Yes,
And
we're in
Languedoc.
Yep.
And specifically, we're in Languedoc?
the Eastern Languedoc. So we're near in the Cevennes Mountains, everything's a mountain to me. I'm from Florida, so they're more like hills, right? They're an area with some elevation. It's sort of, if you imagine the Languedoc is sort of like the left foot of France, it's kind of like up toward to the right of that, like sort of the center south of France.
Yeah.
So it's a very sort of wild, sort of rural place. The name of the domaine Masté Cabres means the path of goat herds used to take to lead their goats up into the Cevennes Mountains. Cabre, like, is sort of a Latin, or I think it's the Occitan name for goat. And Florent is sort of a one-man show, just sort of doing everything on his own. His family goes back to the 18th century at this spot, like not moving an iota out of the village. And people talk about familial estates, and I feel like he's one of the oldest estates that we work with. And yeah, he's always worked sustainably and is now converting to organics. Just to have the label and to have that recognition for the sustainable farming he's been doing.
That's awesome. And the crazy thing that blows my mind is, despite all this, he's sustainable, he's organic, yet the wine is so cost effective. I don't know how it's possible.
I don't know either.
It's soulful. It's like it's so earthy, and it's so filled with like sous-bois and truffles, and wine in this price range doesn't taste like this.
The value for the quality of the wine is absolutely impressive. And like you both were saying, it's got that depth and that soul to it without being like super jammy and overly juicy and syrupy. It's not super heavy, but it's still got some richness. It's got beautiful texture. It's really well put together.
I think it's perfect for like a very like confinement meal of like sort of like spaghetti bolognese, or basically anything you've been eating over confinement, which is like, delicious, sort of slow cooking. I see Kyle, you're big into the pasta. I also making tons of pasta. He suggests pairing it with lamb. So I think it does have that, like, the Syrah brings that like pepperiness that is traditionally paired with lamb, right? But it, again, because it's medium bodied, I think it's a really versatile bread.
And can you tell us the cépage?
So it's 80 Syrah, 20 Grenache.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's Syrah is grown outside of the northern Rhone with great degree of success. We're in the Languedoc, so it's a warmer region. So you've got, it's like at 14 degrees. So it's not like a it's not like a light, super light wine either, but it's because of the sort of like the freshness from the foothills and where his vines are. It's not a super, solaire in French. It's like not an overly sunny wine either. There are lots of microclimates in the Languedoc, and everyone thinks of it as sort of one wine region, but there are so many different spots and with so many different impacts of the terroir and everything that goes into making a wine. It's almost a misnomer to think of Languedoc wines as a family.
Yeah, and I'll throw in there, this is a 2017. It's not a fancy wine to age for a super long time, but it's not going anywhere quick. It's got some stuffing, it's got some tannin, and just super flavorful and concentrated. I mean, like, I think about what we're gonna offer this wine at, and I'm super excited.
I would be super excited to be able to buy it in the States. It's a wine. We have a wine weekend every year. Paris Wine Company does, and he brought a magnum of his reds, and this is like, it's being poured with mags of champagne and Burgundy and all those, the big quote unquote big guns. And I remember his red, I think it was like 2012. So like a little bit of age. It was fantastic. It was a standout wine for me that night. And actually, I think I was telling you, Cody, earlier, that's how we found this wine. Josh met Florent at a wine show. It tasted where you meet, it's a huge expo with hundreds of winemakers. And his wine stood out, and I met him and was like, oh wow, it's like this wine stuck with him in a sea of Languedoc wines that most of them are not most of them, but many of them are not memorable. But he's a star.
That's awesome.
Well, Francesca, thank you very much for joining us. This has been awesome. Cody's been talking about this wine. I've actually, this is the first time I've tasted this wine.
No way.
I've been here for a little over a year, and I'd never tasted it, and it is absolutely awesome. I'm super excited about this offer. I'm super excited to swirl a couple just to get me by. But like you were saying, that cozy comfort food kind of thing, this is the perfect pairing with all that: stew, pot roast, anything like that that's just cozy. I think this will be something that people will find to be a nice liquid security blanket.
Oh yeah,
we could all use that.
Just before you go, I got one thing to show you.
Yeah.
You know what this is?
Oh, they got there.
Your care package of wines, so thank you.
Hooray! Just helping you get through this time.
A bunch of cool new samples that we're gonna taste through, and hopefully buy some awesome new wines from Paris Wine Company.
That's great. Glad they got there.
Yep. Well, thanks for joining us today, and say hi to Daphne and Josh and everyone, the whole team. And
Will do.
We'll look forward to the light at the end of the tunnel when we get to see you guys.
I know. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side of this.
All right. Well,
cheers.
We're gonna cheers to you, Francesca.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Goldfish! Oh!
I'm sorry. So I wish we could send you some.
I know. Just throw them on into the universe.
I know you have a secret stash.
I don't. I've run through. It's
oh no.
Here.
All right.
All right, guys.
Man, this smells amazing. What are you getting, Kyle?
So like Francesca was saying, I think in Languedoc, a lot of people just kind of lump the wines all together because a lot of wines, especially with a cuvee like this, that's very, very familiar for everyone. The, Syrah, Grenache, everybody's like, oh, Rhone Valley. And it kind of takes me there. It's got some great ripe, dark fruit, some deep, dark red fruit. There's some blackberry. There's some juicy fruit in here, but it's not super heavy and syrupy. There's that great, beautiful earthy, that mushroom kind of forest floor earthiness to it. It's got a little savoriness, but it's balanced. It's got that sweet, ripe fruit. It's an absolute pleasure.
I'm with you. And it's got this just very fresh and ripe, almost, and I mean this in the very best way possible. Don't take this the wrong way. It's got a little bit of sweet grape soda, and it's all balanced by the earthiness. For me, it's truffles, it's sous-bois, it's foresty. It's just, it's so soulful. And you don't find wine like this under a $15 bill.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got notes. You know, I smell this and I think about Chateauneuf de Pape that I've drank in the past. It doesn't have that weight, and it doesn't have the full body that you get with bona fide Chateauneuf, but it sure smells like it.
It does. It's got a
light peppercorn,
super broad profile. The peppercorn is definitely something I didn't mention the first time, but
wild strawberry.
More I stick my nose in there, but my mouth is still watering. It's not one of those super flabby, juicy, syrupy wines. It's really beautifully balanced.
It's killer wine, man.
And I think she was right on with lamb, like a leg of lamb, a roast or something like that would be great. I said pot roast and stew before. Anything that's just super and cozy, I think would be perfect for this.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm doing veggie burgers. I'm doing barbecue eggplant, barbecue tofu. And, you know, don't be afraid to stick it in the fridge. Half hour, 40 minutes. It'll drink it next to your grill.
I can see that for sure.
Yep.
Well, cool. Cheers, man.
Cool. All right. Cheers, brother.